Trigger warning, this video discusses a tragic maritime disaster. They were told to stay inside, and most never left their classrooms. Section 1, the day that began like any other April 16, 2014, the passenger ferry MV Sewol set out from Incheon toward Jeju Island. On board were families, tourists, and a group of Danwon High School juniors on a school trip, teenagers with backpacks, notebooks, and plans for the summer. Mid-voyage, at about 8:48 a.m., the ship made a sudden turn near the island of Donghaeochado. At first, the tilt seemed small. Imagine you're 17, pen in hand, the lights flickering, desk sliding slowly across the floor, that slow disbelief before everything slides faster. Within minutes, the Sewol listed steeply and began to sink. Visuals, students in a classroom, the ferry exterior, a slow tilt to a stronger list. Section 2. How a small turn became a catastrophe. So how did a ferry, a routine vessel, become deadly? Investigators found a combination of avoidable factors. The Sewol had been altered. Renovations had added extra passenger accommodations, but also removed internal supports and raised the ship's center of gravity. On top of that, it was carrying more cargo than it should have, and much of that cargo wasn't properly secured. When the ship turned, containers and vehicles shifted. That shift amplified the list, and the vessel's stability collapsed far faster than anyone on board could correct. Visuals, shots of overturned cargo, diagrams of shifted weight. Section 3, orders, confusion, and people frozen in place. As the ship tilted, most passengers were told by the crew to stay put. The captain and some officers radioed that order. Stay where you are. For many, students in classrooms, families in cabins, that instruction felt like an official promise of safety. The crew knows best. Doors jammed or were blocked as the angle worsened. Corridors became rivers of water and debris. When some people tried to move toward the deck, panic and crush hazards made escape lethal. Rescue efforts by Coast Guard and fishermen were heroic but chaotic. Helicopters and small boats saved hundreds, while others could not get out in time. Visuals, frantic deck scenes, rescue boats, helicopters, stuck doors. Section 4. Investigations, trials, and national reckoning. In the weeks and months after, investigators dug into the Sewol's maintenance records, cargo manifests, and crew actions. The picture that emerged was devastating. Illegal modifications, lax enforcement, negligent loading, and poor decision-making on the bridge. The captain was convicted for abandoning ship and received a life sentence. Several crew members and company executives faced criminal charges. The disaster exposed systemic failures, weak safety inspections, corporate negligence, and a culture that sometimes placed profit and punctual schedules above passenger safety. Visuals, courtrooms, news footage, inspection documents. Section 5, grief, memory, and changed laws. The human cost was enormous. Hundreds of families lost loved ones. Communities around Onsan, where many Danwon students lived, were shattered. Across South Korea, candlelight vigils filled city squares, and the nation entered a period of bitter grief and public anger. That grief forced change. The government overhauled maritime safety regulations, tightened ship inspections, reformed emergency training protocols, and created systems to make crew responsibility clearer in crises. Memorials were built, anniversaries observed, and the faces of the students stayed in the public memory. Visuals, candlelight vigils, memorial walls, legislative hearings. Closing. What this moment teaches us, this isn't just a story of a ship sinking. It's a story about how small decisions, illegal renovations, overlooked cargo, and instruction to stay put can collide with human trust and create catastrophe. It's about responsibility at every level: crew, company, regulators, and society. It's also about the way a nation remembers its losses and changes because of them. If this moved you, share this with someone who cares how history remembers tragedy. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done in that classroom? Would you have stayed or tried to get out? Thank you for watching. Subscribe now to explore more remarkable moments from history, all in just 5 minutes.